Good afternoon, everybody, or early evening, depending on what clock you're looking at or where you're from. I was planning on having a simple conversation about my day. But then I decided to read a bunch of my comments from today, and let's just say I am slightly perturbed because it seems like people are not listening to what I'm saying. They're just coming up with their own conclusions without hearing the whole vlog, let alone if Jay is talking about her situation. The wounds on her, the open sores or the sores that are constantly giving us problems, the reason why they're not healing properly is because of the chemo. The chemo and all the things that we have to do for chemo does two things. It attacks anything and everything that is considered a healthy cell. Well, that's what the cancer does. The chemo is trying to fight the unhealthy cells. So what happens is it causes any sores or wounds or anything like that to not heal properly. So what we have to do is constantly bandage and deal with the wounds and whatnot. We're hoping that tomorrow, since she has an appointment with her doctors and her immunotherapy, which is basically they pump her full of drugs to help her immune system fight whatever it needs to fight. What I am going to talk to her doctor about, if Jerry doesn't remember, is getting a wound specialist to come in and take a look at her surgical spots that are bleeding. The situation on her back, the doctor first said eczema. I don't think it's eczema. It's starting to look more like a third-degree sunburn or a chemical burn because the way the skin is literally peeling. And in the area where this spot is on her left shoulder is where she has a mole. She's had that mole since I met her. But because of all the situations and whatnot, that mole area has become a opened sore by the whatever's going on her back. Now, the first time around, the doctor just kind of went, it's eczema. This time around, he needs to look at it better. And if I do not like his diagnosis, I'm going to ask to speak to the other doctor that's usually there as well. I understand that the doctor who is basically playing quarterback with the surgical team and the radiation team and all the other different specialists that Jerry has to deal with. He's not. He was, when we first met him, a very good doctor, but he's not coming up to snuff. He's kind of like, I don't know, just like, I don't know if he's just the factor that Jerry messages him and texts him pictures and all kinds of things about her leg and her, all the issues that we're dealing with. He's just gotten to the point where he's just brushing it off their side. That to me will not work. That to me is not a good doctor. The patient is trying to keep the doctors up to snuff with what's going on at home by sending documentations and pictures and whatnot. And if he's not going to treat it with the kind of seriousness that I feel he needs to be treating it, then I want to look for a different specialist. I don't care if I have to drive my wife every other week to St. Louis and take a day off of work, or Columbia, or whatever nearby Mercy Center that we can drive to. If I have to drive to frickin' Timbuktu just to get a proper specialist who's going to treat her for what's going on, not just brush it off to the side as, oh, great, another patient who's just bombarding me with information, with evidence of something's wrong and stuff that needs to be taken care of, not just, oh, it's eczema. No. It's looking more and more like either a chemical burn or a 3rd-degree sunburn. I should know, I had it once before, all over my legs and arms. This is what's happening to her shoulder is reminding me of that summer I looked like a lobster. And had to have aloe vera ointment all up and down my arms and my legs and my back. Well, not my back because I was wearing a t-shirt, but still. Excuse me for my voice. It's coming and going because I've been having throat problems last couple days, and it comes and goes. I think it's just part of my seasonal bronchial problems that I have at least once or twice a year. So if I'm having it this early in the season, things are going to be bad. And there's only been once where I've totally and utterly lost my voice because of my throat, because of the seasonal bronchitis and allergies. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about Jerry. And I'm really, really concerned. And I know Thursday, another day I have to take off this week because she's going through, go to this area to go get this scan, go over here to get that scan, go back over there to get this, and and I'll be honest with you, I think part of my throat problem too is the factor of the last, well, probably since Friday night, I have gotten, if I'm lucky, 4 hours worth of sleep, and it's broken sleep. Now, if it was 4 hours straight, I probably wouldn't have too many problems because I'd be able to function. But when you're trying to sleep from 9 at night to 5 in the morning, and you're being woken up by whether it's Jerry because she can't sleep, or she's in pain, or just my own brain or whatever waking me up every other hour or so, yeah, I'm not good on broken sleep. I mean, I'm good on little sleep, but broken sleep, no. If you're wondering what I'm drinking a V8 energy drink. I'm trying to stay away from soda as much as possible, and these are nice. I have a feeling after this, just to help my throat out, I'm probably going to end up drinking a cup of tea. No, Liz, I will not be drinking the Irish breakfast tea, because if I drink that at this time of night, the only complaint I'll have is I drank the wrong kind of tea at the wrong kind of day, and it kept me up. This would give me enough energy to last until at least 8 o'clock, and then I'll probably pass out because it's been a rough day. It was a busy day at work, and I stayed almost an extra half hour just to get things prepared for tomorrow because I will not be there, and I didn't want them to have to make the tzatziki sauce because that takes up some time. I think about the only thing we'll have to worry about tomorrow is maybe rice and chicken and some vegetables like tomato and onion, I think. But for the most part, I try to leave it where it was easy for them in the morning time because they're going to have enough to do as is. But I needed to take the day off because of appointments for medical reasons, basically. I don't take personal days off unless I'm DOA in my own bed type situation. Let's see if I can soothe my throat a little bit. There we go. That feels a little bit better. But it won't last long. But yeah, my focus lately because of what's been going on with Jerry's back. And the thing is, it's like it's on her left shoulder. This burn or whatever it is. And she can only lay on it for so long before it hurts. And then she's got her right leg with all these, like, the one big scar has two different spots that will just crack open and start bleeding, and it oozes. Last time it cracked open, which was yesterday when I was when I was dressing it for the night. When we took the old bandages off from when I got home from work, it cracked open. One of them cracked open and just started oozing this, not really thick, but it was just very dark red blood. And the only way I can really describe it would be like in the movies, if somebody was shot in the kidney or something like that, it would be like really dark, thick blood. Not this runny stuff that you see from a leg wound or something like that, but that's what it reminded me of. Other than the two wounds from the large surgery point, there's a smaller one that every so often will break open and just start bleeding for no reason whatsoever. And I want to address that with the doctor. I have it written down in my notebook in the bedroom. I want them to deal with this. When I go into a doctor's office and I feel like it, because when it's my wife, I'm very focused and sensitive to what they're saying. And if it feels like they're blowing it off, I'm going to be like, no, this is not something they just brush underneath the rug. This is, whatever this is on her shoulder, it looks like a chemical burn or a 3rd-degree sunburn. The situation with her surgical spots on her leg just opening up for no reason and bleeding after having the old gauze taken off. And it's not like it will start bleeding instantaneously, like I ripped the scab off, but it will be like I will take the gauze off. There will be very little to no evidence of blood, and then here it is, just all of a sudden, oozing blood. I'm like, no, that's not normal. That's not normal, and I know we're not dealing with a normal situation. But still, you guys act like, oh, yeah, that's just normal. We're not worried about it. No. This is a woman who not only had, don't even know if she still has, diabetic, what is it? Level 2 diabetes, one level above having to do insulin by needle. Plus, she has cancer. Plus, the factor that she, when she was growing up, according to her, she was iron deficient and would easily bleed. This is not your textbook situation, there, folks. This is something you don't always see in a textbook. And I hate the idea of using textbooks because every individual person has their own individual differences that the textbook might not have any freaking clue about. That's why I hate, the idea of textbook medication. No, not in this world. Not nowadays. No. Scientists have already learned that every individual, because of their individual chromosomes and whatnot, is not a textbook case. You cannot use the textbook for every single individual person that comes through your office. So it's just, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I'm ready to move back to nah, I'm not moving back to New York. Heck no. I will not move back to New York. But I'm ready to move back to a city with qualified medical people. I'm not saying that the medical people here in Raleigh are not qualified, but this one doctor, the way he sometimes acts about some of Jerry's new or existing conditions, they change. So he acts like they're just, oh yeah, it's just, it will go away. It's just because of the chemo or the radiation. Okay, that's fine then. If it's because of the chemo or radiation, either A, you need to change the medication, or B, you need to find a different way of approaching it. Because I'm not going to lay in my bed getting no sleep while my wife is writhing in pain. There's nothing I can do. And even if I were to take her up to the emergency room, they can only do so much. And right now, with the factor that, yeah, nobody trusts our hospital here in Rolla. In fact, most people say if you want to die, get sick, go to Rolla, and then you'll get sicker and then die. The Rolla Hospital, and they changed it from, I forgot what it was, Rolla, Rolla or something regional hospital, but they've changed it within the last decade to Phelps County Health. Because the factor, the old name, under the old name and the old, however it was being ran before, had too many malpractice cases thrown at them that they literally had to change everything, including their name of the building. Same doctor, practically the same procedures, yet, changing. Oh yeah, okay, to avoid all these malpractice suits, we're going to change the name of the hospital. Whatever. I don't know. But nobody in this town trusts that hospital. They would rather drive all the way to Salem, which is a good 30, 45 minutes away, or drive a good 45 minutes to an hour away to go to Sullivan for a decent hospital. And if they're veterans or whatnot, they'll go up to Fort Leonard Wood, which is about a good 45-minute drive. The only way I would take anybody to Phelps County Health is if I knew they were dying. As for the people who've been talking about hospice around here, what little we have is basically, the only way they're going to take you in is if you have been told by the medical professions, your doctors, that you only got 6 months to live. That's it. Anybody who has not been given a 6-month toe tag, or however you want to put it, does not get to go to a hospice. And that factor, what one or two people consider a hospice, which is more of a clinic to me, is you go in, you see the doctors there, and then you go home. I can do that with Mercy, and that's part of my insurance. I'm stuck. I'm kind of stuck in between, what the doctors want, what I feel that I need, that my wife wants, or trying to deal with her pain as best as I can. We've been using on her back, basically aloe vera gel with lidocaine. The lidocaine is supposed to help soothe the pain. The aloe vera is just supposed to help, like, if it is a sunburn type situation, it's supposed to help heal the skin, heal and soothe the skin. While the lidocaine is supposed to basically soothe the nerves that have been damaged by the sunburn. At least that's the way my aunt, or I guess you can call her my aunt. She's actually my aunt's sister. I guess she would be an aunt of one form or another, who was a RN back in Portland, Oregon. She is retired, but she was an RN when I was there visiting one summer. Everybody was there, basically. My Aunt Joyce's sisters and their kids and my cousin, everybody was there. We went to a water park, and basically I wore a t-shirt and a pair of swim shorts, and any of my skin that was exposed that day got what she called second-degree sunburn. Not needing to run to the emergency room or anything like that, because she knew how to treat it with ice bath and aloe vera with lidocaine, basically. Which was kind of funny because they put it on so thickly that the next morning you can just like scrape it off into a trash can or peel it off like a giant glove. It was kind of fun but painful at the same time. I learned my lesson. So, yeah, my lesson was basically, yeah, if everybody tells you to put some sunscreen on, put some sunscreen on. Even if you're only, you know, just, the thing is we went to the water park between 10 and 2, and those are the worst times of the day to be at a water park, because it was a nice, clear, sunny day, and that water just amplified the intensity of the sun. So not only was I getting direct, but I was getting a reflection off the water. And then when my legs weren't underwater, they were above water while I was sitting in the inner tube, and that's how they got burnt. So I was kind of like, yeah, it's not that I'm not going to do that again, but next time I'll know better. Which, basically, yeah. But other than all that stuff, just being tired and feeling overworked and all that fun jazz. Tomorrow is going to be interesting because because the washer and dryer are still under warranty, and they were originally Mom's from her place that she lived in before I moved out here. She has a guy coming out to check the heat coil for the dryer, because it takes multiple runs to get a load of laundry fully dried. The average for most of my clothes is 2 to 3 runs. My wife's clothes, because she doesn't use high heat on her clothes, is 3 to 4 runs just to get them dry. So Mom decided it was time to get an appliance guy to come out and take a look at her dryer. Worst case scenario, he'll tell us, well, there's not much he can do, so we can either take a check and go get a new washer and dryer set, or whatever. Hey, I would be fine that during the warmer times of the year, I can hang my clothes out on a clothesline and be happy with that. During the winter months, I have an indoor, it's a collapsible type of hanging thing, where you put the legs out, you extend the pole, pull down the arms, and just hang everything on hangers, and just hang it up on the what did my mom call it? Clothes tree? I don't know. To me, that'd probably be saving me money than trying to get a new dryer. Which is kind of funny, because it seems like every time something happens that's good, whether it's financially or otherwise, there's got to be some form of opposite reaction. I don't understand that. It's just like a universal joke. Oh, you think you're having a good time now? Okay, you can have your moment of happiness and joy, but guess what? In a couple weeks or so, we're just going to turn that around on you. I don't know. You know, before Jerry got her cancer, everything seemed to be going good. We were happy. We were financially stable, and then, boom, she gets cancer. I don't know. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I will probably be on here tomorrow sometime just to tell you what happened at the doctor's office. I have to try to remember stuff and write it down. But anyhow, if you enjoyed this little video, go ahead I'm sorry. That was rude. At least it covered my mouth. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments from this video, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I will try to answer them, or they might have to wait until tomorrow afternoon to get answers. And before I finish, before I do my final exit, I've been noticing a couple new people in the comments. That the comments seem they have an underlining tone of arrogance and negativity that I just don't need to deal with right now. I got too much going on to deal with that kind of crap. If it continues, those people will be removed because I'm not dealing with it no more. It's one thing to question me, then you question my mother's, if it really is my mother or not, just because Jerry did not realize that my mom had a YouTube handle. Mom does have a YouTube handle. Sally Henson is my mother. Please respect her, because I won't deal with that. You can disrespect whatever you want to, but not my family. And because I've got enough issues as is, I'm not dealing with the negativity. I don't need that crap. I really don't. But anyhow, if you want to join, that's fine, Danny. You can join. You want to sit back and watch and whatnot, hey, that's fine. But if you're going to make a comment, please understand I'm under duress. My wife is under duress. My mother's under duress because of this cancer crap. I don't like dealing with it. I'm literally like a lot of people sitting there going, I'm done with this COVID nonsense. Well, you know what? Me and my wife are done with this cancer nonsense, but it's not that simple. We can't just come home, throw our mask on the ground or in the garbage or wherever, and sit back and go, hey, we're home, yay. Nobody got sick, yay. No. No. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 days a year situation. And will it be June or July? No. Yes, June is when she started complaining about cramp or pain and whatnot, and no matter who told her to go get it checked out, she just, wanted to be stubborn until it was to the point where it was her bestie and her husband jumping on her going, if you're feeling that bad, you're in that kind of pain, go see the doctor. And she finally went, okay. And that's when she found out she had cancer. I am 50% sure that if she went the first moment I told her to go to the doctor, we would have been on top of this a whole lot sooner, and she would not be in such a situation. So I'm asking. No, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, if you want to be negative towards any one of us in this household, go find some other person to bug, because this is not a laughing joke. This is not something to be mocking or trying to keep us from keeping what little sanity and positivity we have. Anyhow, I will see you on the flip side. Bye.